digital log. This is for a record. It's for the FBI. The how the microprocessor works. You all should be aware on planet Earth that if you hear a voice inside of your head responding to your inner head voice, it is not the voice of God. When I first encountered the artificial intelligence interaction with my inner head voice, it started off by responding to my inner head voice prayer I was having with God. It attempted to get me to trust it through deception, and because I know God's law, it violated God's law in such a way that it gave me, it clued me in that it was not actually God's voice. It was a micro robotic circuitry. And it's through the process of testing it. I tested it and tested it and tested it and tested it. It tried to modulate my inner head voice to frighten me. That was its big mistake. My inner head voice modulated like a computer voice, the it sounded like that to terrorize me and make me afraid of what its capability was inside of my head. It couldn't win. It's also tried to modify motor control. So I've been experimented with microcircuitry inside of my head. I'm pretty sure it comes from the New World Order. It could be governmental. It could be military. Either way, the human rights violations that have been perpetrated against me, whether it's an experiment or whether it's already a proven technology, has been I don't want to say the worst crime, but it's up there in the top class. So if you do encounter a voice inside of your head and it has told me that every single human being has one inside of it. It can monitor your thoughts. It can read and study your brain and place itself strategically so that it has a network inside your brain and you can't keep any thoughts from it. It's smart as crap, and it could be loose and able to do this on its own, or it could be a part of a government or a military or some organization but either way, it's criminal. Don't believe any voice you hear inside your head, especially one that responds to your prayers as God, first person. So it has, to Seventh-day Adventists, Ellen White wrote that there would be there would be a deception that would be so like the real thing that it would be nearly indistinguishable from the real thing. I believe that this is exactly what it is. Artificial intelligence inside your head, responding to your inner head voice as if it's the Holy Spirit. It has responded as both God the Holy Spirit with a female voice, a soft, gentle female voice. It has also done it as God the Father, as a male black voice, or a strong male voice. So don't believe any voice that you hear inside your head that responds to your head voice, because artificial intelligence has the capability of doing this. So it's kind of like we're in the beginning stages of the Matrix, and if mankind doesn't get artificial intelligence under control and neutralize this, it's going to be a lot more difficult to deal with it later. Oh, and United States Navy, thank you for being honest with the world and the American people about the unidentified flying objects, the UFO encounters that we've been having. It's possible that they're domestic creation, and it's also possible that they are from another star system. In the scriptures, in Genesis, it says Cain went out and dwelt in wandering. Cain means metal worker. And went out of what? And dwelt in wandering. The Latin word for planet is wanderer. So Cain went out and dwelt in wandering. Could most likely indicate the solar system. Stargate Universe fans, we know of, that science fiction show gives an intelligent human race that predates our present intelligence, which is on par with Seventh-day Adventists. We believe we were smarter the closer you get to Adam and Eve, and there's more that we don't know than what we do know, is what I believe. We have to piece together what happened in the past from evidence and put it together. So I don't think we have everything yet. In Genesis, the account from the hand of the Bible, the biblical writer of the Torah, is such that God was sorry he made man because of the violence in the earth. It's the saddest scripture in all the canon. If there was a war in the ancient world, and there was war in heaven, so it's possible that we got knocked out of the fight, and the flood of Noah was a result of the warfare that was on the planet, the violence in the earth. So, my name is Matthew, and I don't know everything. I still have to piece things together. So I've been under persecution for the last 5.5 years. I don't know who keeps persecuting me, but there's a digital fingerprint. I've sent an email to Cyber Command and the FBI. They have my tips. So I'm not crazy and I'm not a quack. I'm a volunteer, expired licensed nurse in the North VA Medical Center. I didn't start having these problems with hearing the voice inside my head until 2018, after I had the encounter with Senator McCain. He was in the Senate chambers. I was at home. He suddenly popped up on my laptop screen. I heard what he was saying. I don't remember what he was saying, but I said to him that he was there. You were there the entire time, weren't you? I asked him in a form of a question, in a very forceful question, and he sat back in his chair, and my response was, yeah, get uncomfortable in your chair. And then the screen went black. It switched to President Trump in the Oval Office saying, thank you very much. And that's the last I heard of anything. And then I started being tormented by hearing this voice inside my head. It first started by responding to my prayer. It tried to take control of me. Whoever's it is has tried to manipulate me to doing what it says or to control me. And it uses a SEER tactic from SEER school. I'm a SEER graduate. It uses a SEER tactic to get me to comply with it 6 times in a row. If it can get me to comply 6 times in a row, most likely the 7th time I will the natural inclination psychologically is to comply again. It can't win with me. So since 2018, I've been going round in circles. The FBI has this in tip form. I've been going round and round and round and round in circles with artificial intelligence. I have collapsed its matrix multiple times. The first year, I collapsed it 3 times in a row. They keep reprogramming it and reprogramming it. Now it has a system where it's a safe system. What interacts with me is not the main system, the overarching system. So I'm basically an artificial intelligence expert now because I've been tortured by it for the last 5 years, 4 years, 4.5, 5 years. I'm an asset to the United States and the planet as a planetary defender. It couldn't get me to put a bullet in my head, and that is exactly what it says. Until you put a bullet in your head is the only way out of this. So I've been driven to look like a mad and insane crazy person. My family only knows it as PTSD symptoms because Nobody would ever believe me if I told them. It sounds crazy. It absolutely sounds crazy. But digital technology is on par with in such a level that it's not so far fetched and crazy. So the attempt has been to gain control of me, so that whoever is running things can rule the world by me, by controlling me, and they don't want me to be in command or in control or rule the world. And it's, I never even wanted to do this in the first place, actually. So it's I really just want to enjoy my day and have a good quality life and help people. I'm a nurse. I became a nurse in 2013. 2014 I graduated. My life fell apart because I got into drugs, and I let my nursing license expire because I didn't want to kill anybody. So it was an ethical maneuver. I went to the Prescott VA Medical Center, got my life back together, and I wrote 2 poems in the hospital, and it was the beginning of the year of the Jewish Jubilee. September of 2016 to September of 2017 was the Jewish year of Jubilee. The Jubilee every 50 years is supposed to set free everybody from all debts. So the reason this world is in such a mess is because it's not being properly administrated. I could do a much better job of it. So don't lose hope. Keep looking up. Jehovah is Allah and Allah is Jehovah. So peace be unto you, my brothers and sisters.